Welcome to Golden Flame Star. Before the world turned loud, a new hero emerged from the 50s shadows, not with a cape, but a leather jacket and a restless soul. Recall the smoke, the chrome, and the icons who taught us to stand our ground. They were the names parents warned us about, the rebels we secretly pinned to our walls, who truly defined that era and oppos as freedom. Today, we rediscover the faces that captured our youth's heartbeat. Marlon Brando embodied the wild rebel, turning a leather jacket and a motorcycle into a universal bad boy uniform. He challenged Hollywood both on and off screen, becoming one of the greatest and most influential actors in world cinema. He died at 80 from respiratory failure. His craft remains the gold standard for future generations. Alain Delon was hailed as the world's most beautiful man, a screen Zorro whose elegance hid an icy, mysterious edge. He became a decades-long standard for romantic, masculine charm in French cinema and beyond. He died in 2024 at 88, leaving an unforgettable face behind. President Emmanuel Macron honored him as a French monument. Dennis Hopper carried the rebel spark like a lifelong warning flare, restless, unpredictable, and allergic to playing it safe. He turned outsider energy into an art form, pushing boundaries as both actor and filmmaker. He died at 74, remembered for daring choices, raw authenticity, and a fearless streak that never learned to behave. Jean-Paul Belmondo brought a cool, refined edge to late 1950s French cinema, making rebellion feel natural, effortless, and alive. He became a true national treasure of France, an icon of free-spirited, rugged charm, known for his radiant smile and irresistible versatility. He died at 88, remembered for his courage, quick humor, and boundless on-screen energy. Paul Newman delivered rebellion with polish, sharp intelligence, quiet fire, and a refusal to play one-note man. His outsiders felt principled yet unpredictable, proving a rebel could be handsome and morally complex. He died at 83, after matching stardom with purpose, generosity, and a rare, grounded integrity. Montgomery Clift was the sensitive rebel, bringing raw vulnerability to Hollywood's toughest leading man mold. He resisted studio polish, guarded his private life, and acted from deep within, making pain, longing, and doubt feel real. He died at 45, and his honesty reshaped screen masculinity for generations. Johnny Cash built his outsider image early, singing with grit that felt lived in rather than performed. He stood with the forgotten and the judged, giving dignity to people society pushed aside. He died at 71, and his voice still carries rebellion as empathy, quiet, steady, and unbreakably human. Jerry Lee Lewis was a hurricane at the piano, turning performance into pure confrontation. Known as the Killer, he shocked crowds with wild energy and a life that refused to stay respectable. He died at 87, leaving a legacy of loud, reckless rock and roll that still feels dangerous and alive. Eartha Kitt rebelled with fearless independence, refusing to be softened, silenced, or boxed in. As a black woman in a restrictive era, she faced social truths head-on while owning her magnetic, unapologetic style. She died at 81, leaving a legacy of confidence that felt like protest, always delivered with perfect poise and an iron will. Little Richard was rebellion in full color, pounding piano, sky-high energy, and a fearless stage persona that ignored every proper rule. He helped ignite rock and roll while breaking barriers of race, style, and gender expression. He died at 87, leaving a sound that still empowers every misfit who dares. Chuck Berry was the architect of teenage rebellion, turning guitars into engines and lyrics into freedom chants. His songs spoke to young people hungry for speed, choice, and a life beyond parental rules. He died at 90, remembered for riffs that kicked open the door to rock and roll forever. Marilyn Monroe rebelled in a conservative era by owning her sensuality and refusing to be reduced to it. Behind the glow was a woman demanding respect, better roles, and control of her image. She died at 36, leaving a legend shaped by desire, pressure, and undeniable star power, still an endless inspiration for fashion runways and a new generation of entertainment stars. Brigitte Bardot exploded onto the scene as France's symbol of freedom, sunlit, untamed, and unapologetically modern. In 1973, she stepped away from fame to follow her own path. She lives in seclusion in the French countryside, dedicating most of her time to social activities, especially animal protection. She died of cancer on December 28, 2025. Elizabeth Taylor was an early feminist in a studio era that tried to control women. She fought for creative power, negotiated her pay, and treated fame as leverage, not a cage. She died at 79, leaving a standard of self-command that reset expectations for leading ladies, and for the entire film industry and Oppos's power dynamics forever. James Dean remains the ultimate face of 1950s rebellion, defined by his unforgettable lead in Rebel Without a Cause. With a raw gaze and restless energy, he turned teenage anger into a lasting cultural symbol. His life ended tragically in a car crash at just 24, freezing his legend forever in youthful fire. Elvis Presley shattered 1950s rules with a voice that screamed freedom and moves TV censors labeled too rebellious. He fused gospel, blues, and country into a cultural shockwave that made youth culture loud. The King's flame burned fast. He died at 42 from heart failure, yet remains one of the 20th century's most influential cultural icons. Steve McQueen defined rebellion through silence, cool, controlled, and dangerously self-contained. As his fame rose, he became the man of few words who let action speak and never begged for approval. He died at 50, yet his detached intensity still sets the ultimate standard for what cool truly looks like on the silver screen today. Sal Mineo gave a voice to the lost and overlooked, capturing the ache beneath teenage rebellion. He became a symbol for young people who felt unwanted, different, or pushed to the margins. He died at 37, remembered for proving loneliness can be defiance, and that vulnerability and tenderness are their own unique and powerful kind of bravery. Vic Morrow shaped this schoolyard tough image, bringing menace and swagger to rebellious youth roles. He made delinquency feel lived in, more threat than pose, showing why authority feared the new generation. His edge wasn't polished, it was raw. He died at 53 in a tragic on-set helicopter accident, leaving a legacy of gritty and uncompromising cinematic realism. Gene Vincent was a pioneering rockabilly icon and a true symbol of rebellion in rock and roll's earliest era. With his black leather jacket, slick back hair, and don't care attitude, he became the original template for generations of wild rock stars. He died at 36 from a ruptured ulcer and internal bleeding. His music is still remembered for its raw purity. Buddy Holly proved you didn't need a tough look to shake the world. With a smart, clean-cut image, he still delivered fierce rock and roll and redefined what a young rebel could be. He died at 22, but his bright, future-facing sound continues to shape generations of musicians and remains a cornerstone of modern music history. Eddie Cochran embodied summer freedom with a rebellious edge, providing teenagers a raw soundtrack for their frustrations. Iconic hits like Summertime Blues perfectly captured the tension between youthful dreams and adult pressures. He made Defiance feel fast, fun, and painfully real before his life tragically ended at 21 in a 1960 car accident, leaving an eternal legacy. With his boyish smile and polished, clean-cut looks, Frankie Avalon became a teenage heartthrob of the 1950s. His hit, Venus, along with the popular film Beach Party, cemented his status as a pop sensation. Now 85, he still carries the calm charm that once made him one of America's most beloved teen idols. With his clean-cut looks, bright smile, and wholesome charm, Pat Boone became a major teen idol of the 1950s. Hits like Love Letters in the Sand and his film, April Love, made him a pop superstar. Now 90, he remains an enduring symbol of the era's softer, family-friendly style. With her long dark hair, striking features, and powerful voice, Linda Ronstadt captivated young fans in the late 60s. Her breakout single Different Drum and later smash, You're No Good, showcased her star power. Now 79, she's celebrated as one of music's most influential female voices. With his youthful smile, bright eyes, and cute Beatle charm, a young Paul McCartney became one of the world's biggest teen idols of the early 60s. It's Like I Wanna Hold Your Hand made girls scream worldwide. Now 83, he remains a music legend whose appeal has never faded. Donny Osmond's bright smile and wholesome, Boy Next Door charm made him a sensation of the 1970s. His hit, Puppy Love, and his popular variety show Donnie and Marie captured the hearts of millions. Today at 68, he continues performing with the same warm energy that once defined his rise to teen idol fame. Paul Anka's expressive eyes, polished style, and confident stage presence turned him into one of the 1950s most adored teen idols. His breakout hit, Diana, catapulted him to international fame. Today at 84, he continues performing worldwide, remaining a timeless symbol of early pop sophistication. With his sharp jawline, intense gaze, and effortless teen rebel aura, Fabian Forte quickly rose to fame in the late 1950s. Hits like Turn Me Loose made him a chart favorite among young fans. Now 82, he still appears at nostalgia events, proudly carrying the spirit of his early stardom. With long blonde hair and a rebellious, sun-kissed look, Leif Garrett became a defining teen idol of the 1970s. Hits like I Was Made for Dancin' and Runaway Rita fueled his fame. Today at 64, he reflects on a life shaped by early stardom and lasting cultural impact. Ricky Nelson, the rock and roll prince of the 1950s, captivated millions with his gentle smile and signature tousled hair. His stellar career, marked by hits like Poor Little Fool. Tragedy struck on December 31st, 1985, when he died at 45 in a plane crash, ending the life of a star who defined a generation. Davy Jones' sweet smile, small stature, and irresistible British charm made him the standout teen idol of the Monkees. Hits like Daydream Believer and I Wanna Be Free elevated his star power. He passed away in 2012 at 66, but remains a beloved figure of 1960s pop culture. With his shy smile, sandy blonde hair, and soft-spoken charm, Peter Tork became a fan favorite of the Monkees during the late 60s. Songs like I'm a Believer helped fuel their teen idol fame. He passed away in 2019 at 77, but remains loved for his gentle spirit and humor. Peter Noon's charming grin and boyish British appeal made him the face of Herman's Hermits in the 60s. His performances on I'm Into Something Good and Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter turned him into an international sensation. Now 78, he still performs with the same playful spirit fans adored. Bobby Sherman's warm brown eyes and friendly California surfer look made him irresistible to teens in the late 60s. Songs like Julie, Do You Love Me turned him into a household name. Now 82, he lives a quieter life, but is fondly remembered for his heartthrob years. Annette Funicello's sweet dimples, warm eyes, and wholesome beauty made her the standout star of Disney's The Mickey Mouse Club. She later shined in beach movies like Beach Party, becoming a beloved teen idol of the late 50s and early 60s. She passed away in 2013 at 70, leaving a legacy of charm and optimism. With his long dark hair, confident eyes, and rock star swagger, Mark Lindsay became a teen favorite in the late 60s. Songs like Kicks and Hungry brought him major success. Now 83, he continues performing, still carrying the charismatic energy of his youth. Andy Gibbs' soft curls, gentle eyes, and romantic voice made him one of the biggest teen idols of the late 70s. His hit, I Just Want to Be Your Everything, shot him to instant fame. He passed away in 1988 at 30, leaving behind a brief but unforgettable legacy. With his blonde hair, gentle eyes, and easygoing charisma, Sean Cassidy became a late 70s favorite. His hit, Da Do Ron Ron, and his role on the Hardy Boys made him a household name. Now 67, he works behind the scenes but remains fondly remembered as a defining teen idol of his era. Bobby Rydell's bright eyes and cheerful, all-American appearance made him irresistible to teenage fans in the early 60s. His energetic hit, Wild One, and his role in the film Bye Bye Birdie turned him into a star. Before his passing in 2022 at 79, he remained a cherished symbol of youthful pop music. With his soft features, sweeping hair, and magnetic stage presence, David Cassidy became the ultimate teen idol as Keith Partridge in the Partridge Family. Songs like I Think I Love You made him adored worldwide. He passed away in 2017 at 67, leaving behind a legacy that shaped an entire generation of pop fans. With her dark curls, bright smile, and soulful eyes, Connie Francis became America's sweetheart of the late 50s. Her signature hit, Who's Sorry Now, turned her into a teenage sensation. She passed away on July 16, 2025 at 87, remains an enduring symbol of early pop elegance and heartfelt ballads. With his clean-cut charm, bright smile, and soft, boyish features, Bobby V quickly became a teen favorite in the early 60s. Hits like Take Good Care of My Baby and his warm stage presence won over fans nationwide. He passed away in 2016 at 73, remembered as one of pop music's gentlest voices. Tommy Sands captivated teens of the late 50s with his polished looks, confident grin, and smooth, movie star presence. His breakout hit Teenage Crush made him an overnight sensation, both on stage and on screen. Now 87, he remains a nostalgic symbol of early rock and roll's softer, romantic side. Johnny Crawford's innocent face, soft eyes, and gentle charm made him a standout teen idol after rising to fame on The Rifleman. His hit Cindy's Birthday cemented his appeal among young fans in the early 60s. He passed away in 2021 at 75, remembered for his sweetness both on screen and in song. Herman Santiago's youthful style and smooth stage presence helped define the early rock and roll teen idol era. As part of the Teenagers, he contributed to hits like Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Now 84, he remains a treasured voice from rock's formative years. Carole King, the heart behind Tapestry, taught the world that emotion and honesty never go out of style. Her gentle wisdom and authenticity still touch every listener. At 83, King says her happiness endures because she's learned to let life flow and to trust the rhythm of her heart. Bonnie Tyler, the powerhouse voice behind Total Eclipse of the Heart, still performs with passion that defies time. She overcame health struggles and industry fatigue with humor and grit. At 74, Tyler's secret to staying young is laughter and singing every note like it's her first. Gloria Estefan, the queen of Latin pop, filled the world with rhythm, warmth, and hope through songs like Conga. After surviving a life-changing accident, she found strength in gratitude, family, and music. Now 68, Estefan says her secret to graceful living is simple. Always have something to love and to be thankful for. Kate Bush, the ethereal voice of art pop, built a world of imagination and independence through music. She stepped away from fame to live quietly and create freely. Now 67, Bush says her peace comes from solitude and wonder, finding beauty in stillness and the courage to be herself. Maria Muldaur, whose playful Midnight at the Oasis became a 1970s classic, has kept performing with soulful joy. She built a life filled with music, laughter, and bluesy warmth. At 82, Muldaur says her secret is simple: keep singing, keep smiling, and life will sing right back. Tori Amos, the poetic storyteller of the piano, turned vulnerability into strength through her haunting melodies. Her songs explore healing, courage, and womanhood. At 62, Amos believes her grace comes from creating fearlessly, staying true to her emotions, and letting art guide her spirit. Rickie Lee Jones, the jazz folk poet of Chuck, Ease and Love, gave music a voice that was both vulnerable and fearless. Through life's ups and downs, she turned honesty into art. Now 71, Jones believes her grace comes from storytelling and from never letting the soul grow old. Sheena Easton, the 1980s pop darling known for Morning Train, built her career on confidence and charm. After stepping away to focus on family, she found peace in simplicity and gratitude. Now 66, Easton says her secret is enjoying the quiet moments and knowing that success is not louder than happiness. Belinda Carlisle, the radiant voice of the Go-Go's, brought joy and color to 1980s pop rock. She overcame addiction and rediscovered herself through wellness and spirituality. At 67, Carlisle's secret lies in inner peace, living mindfully, staying grateful, and finding beauty in every new beginning. Shania Twain, the queen of country pop, turned hardship into hope through songs like You're Still the One. After losing her voice to illness, she learned to start again with courage and faith. At 60, Twain says her secret is simple: stay curious, stay kind, and never stop reinventing yourself. Debbie Boone, who touched millions with You Light Up My Life, has lived her career guided by faith and heart. She later embraced gospel and family with deep devotion. Now 69, Boone says her light still shines because gratitude keeps her young and love keeps her strong. Amanda Lear, the enigmatic muse of disco, turned mystery into her signature. She has lived fearlessly, painting, performing, and laughing at time itself. Now 81, Lear says her secret to beauty is humor, never taking age too seriously, and always making life a work of art. Sylvie Vartan, the French pop goddess of the 1960s, charmed audiences with elegance and heart. Decades later, she still graces the stage with poise and nostalgia. At 86, Vartan's secret lies in gratitude, cherishing the past, embracing the present, and singing with love in her eyes. Enya, the voice of serenity and timeless calm, created ethereal worlds through her haunting harmonies. Shunning fame, She found peace in solitude and creative freedom. At 64, Enya says her secret to lasting grace is silence, cherishing stillness as the music that keeps her soul alive. Carol Decker, the fiery lead singer of Tapa, made her mark with the 1980s hit China in Your Hand. She balances music and motherhood with humor and honesty. At 68, Decker believes her youth lives in her laughter, and her secret is to stay passionate, no matter the age. Grace Jones, the fearless icon of style and sound, turned the 1980s into her stage of art and rebellion. Her power came from embracing her uniqueness without apology. Now 77, Jones's secret is living boldly, loving every scar, every story, and every version of herself. Shirley Manson, the fierce voice of Garbage, gave 1990s rock a raw, emotional edge. She speaks openly about self-acceptance and the power of imperfection. At 59, Manson's secret is authenticity, loving who she is now, not who she used to be, and finding freedom in that truth. Toni Braxton, with her soulful contralto and timeless ballads, defined strength and elegance in R&B. She faced lupus and heart challenges yet refused to let fear define her. Now 58, Braxton believes the key to aging beautifully is self-care and forgiving herself for past struggles. Faith Hill, the golden voice of country pop, shared love and grace through songs like Breathe. Balancing fame and motherhood, she has always led with gratitude. Now 58, Hill's quiet glow comes from living with balance. Her secret is to slow down, stay grounded, and love deeply. Kylie Minogue, the pop princess who brought joy to millions, has faced life's storms with unwavering optimism. After surviving cancer, she embraced joy as her true strength. At 57, Kylie's secret to graceful living is choosing happiness every day, dancing through life with a smile that never fades. Thank you for watching. And that's the spirit of the 1950s, rebellion in many forms, from leather jacket defiance to fearless art, bold music, and quiet resistance. These icons didn't just break rules, they rewrote what freedom could look like, and their impact still echoes today. Which rebel best defined the decade for you? Drop your pick in the comments, share your favorite moment, and if you enjoyed this journey, like the video and subscribe for more timeless legends.